Welcome to Theology Unpacked. Today we're jumping into the book of Proverbs, which is just packed with ancient wisdom, to explore a really powerful idea about the choices we make every single day.
You know, the first 7 chapters of Proverbs feel like a father writing these incredibly earnest letters to his son. And he's basically pleading with him, trying to get him to see that life boils down to this one fundamental choice. It's not a million different options, but really just one single critical crossroads.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by finding our compass, so to speak. Then we'll take a hard look at the 2 big detours off the path of wisdom. After that, we'll see the beautiful destination that the right path leads to. And finally, we'll dig into some super practical advice on how to actually stay on track. All right, let's dive in.
Okay, so before you can even think about choosing a path, you need a compass, right? You need a true north that orients your entire journey. And thankfully, the book of Proverbs gives us one right on the first page.
This right here, this isn't just a friendly suggestion. It's really the non-negotiable thesis statement for the entire book. All true lasting wisdom, it starts right here. But what on earth does it actually mean to fear the Lord?
So this fear isn't about being scared of God. Not at all. Think of it like this. Imagine you're an apprentice in a master craftsman's workshop. You aren't terrified of him, but you have this deep, profound respect, this awe for his skill, his wisdom, his authority. You hang on every word because you know he knows best. That's the fear of the Lord. It's the beginning of knowledge because it's that humble moment where we admit, hey, there's a design to reality that I didn't create, and my best life is going to be found by aligning with it.
So, with our compass set, Proverbs immediately warns us about the first major detour. It's this deceptive shortcut that promises the world but leads straight to ruin. The lure of easy money through, let's just say, sketchy means.
I mean, that pitch sounds pretty tempting, doesn't it? Quick wealth, a little excitement, getting what you want right now. But the scriptures just pull back the curtain and show us the brutal reality. The very thing they're chasing, this unjust gain, is the very thing that will ultimately destroy them. It's like a self-consuming fire.
Later in that same chapter, wisdom herself is pictured as a person, crying out in the streets, and her warning is so profound. She says that when you reject her advice, the consequence isn't some random punishment God dreams up. It's simply that you get what you chose. You are forced to eat the fruit of your way. Your choices literally create your reality. Wisdom is just the name for living in tune with how the world actually works.
And this leads us to the second and actually most frequent warning in these chapters. It's a parallel temptation. Just like unjust gain promises fulfillment through theft, this path promises intimacy through infidelity. If the first path was a deceptive shortcut, this one is a seductive and absolutely deadly trap.
The Bible is so incredibly realistic about how this temptation works. It's not presented as ugly or repulsive, it's alluring. The language here is all about being smooth, slick, seductive. Words that are perfectly designed to entice and trap someone who is lacking sense.
But just like with unjust gain, the scripture cuts right through all the sweet talk to reveal the terrifying destination. This path doesn't lead to pleasure and freedom. No, it's a direct route to death, to Sheol, the grave. And this isn't just about physical risk, it's about a death of the soul, a severing of trust and real intimacy.
The finality of this warning is it's striking. This isn't just about making a mistake and then you recover. The language is so stark. It speaks to a kind of spiritual point of no return, where the heart becomes so hard that it can't find its way back to life anymore. It's a warming of the highest possible stakes.
Whew. Okay, so after those really sobering warnings about the paths that lead to death, Proverbs pivots. It shows us this glorious alternative. It's not just about avoiding bad things, it's about pursuing something beautiful, something truly life-giving.
Wow, what a powerful image. After all that talk about paths that lead down to the grave, wisdom is presented as the complete opposite, a tree of life. To grab hold of wisdom is to grab hold of life itself in all its fullness.
And you know, this isn't just a random metaphor. The tree of life, that takes us all the way back to the Garden of Eden in Genesis. The Bible is telling us something so profound here, that walking in God's wisdom isn't just about following rules. It's about reclaiming the paradise and blessing that humanity lost. It's a journey back to true flourishing.
And this flourishing, it's not just some vague spiritual idea. The scriptures promise tangible, real-world blessings, a long, peaceful life, and material prosperity.
Now, this isn't some simple formula for getting rich, but it is a holistic vision of a good life, where honoring God brings blessing to every single area, our relationships, our work, and our souls.
Okay, so the choice is pretty clear, but how do we actually stay on this path of life day in and day out? The focus now shifts from the external paths we walk to the internal posture we need to walk them.
And Proverbs gives us this brilliantly practical guide. It's all about trust, not self-reliance. It's about generosity, not hoarding. It's about accepting loving correction instead of being stubborn. And finally, and this is the absolute key, it's about guarding your heart.
Proverbs uses this perfect analogy for it, the wellspring. Think of your heart as the source of a river. If that source is pure, the river flowing from it is going to bring life everywhere it goes. But if that source is polluted, then everything downstream, your words, your actions, your entire life, is going to be contaminated. And honestly, this is the main takeaway of these entire 7 chapters. The battle for wisdom is won or lost on the inside. All the external right choices, all the right actions, they all flow from a heart that is diligently protected and pointed towards God.
The wisdom of Proverbs isn't just ancient literature. It's a living, breathing invitation. It lays out these 2 paths with stunning clarity, and it leaves us with a question that echoes through time, a question that demands an answer from each of us with every single decision we make. Thanks for tuning in to Theology Unpacked. Please like, subscribe, and share this with the first person you thought of who needs to hear it.